So, James chapter 4, verse 14 says, "Whereas ye know not what shall be on the morrow, for what is your life? It is even as a vapor, for it appeareth for a little time, then vanisheth away." And I'm going to skip down to verse 17. It says, "Therefore to him that knoweth to do good, and doeth it not, to him it is sin." We ain't got much time on this earth. At most we got 80 years, 70. You might get more if the Lord blesses you with that. But, it's even if you get more, it's like a vapor. It vanishes, or it appears for a little time and then vanishes away. And so we don't have much time on this earth. But we have a job to do while we're here. Thank God Jesus saved us, and he saved us so we could go out and make him known to other people, and to share the gospel with others, and to do good for others. In verse 17 there, it says, "Therefore to him that knoweth to do good, and doeth it not, to him it is sin." And a lot of times we think of sin as like these blatant outward things that we do, and that is sin. That's sin of commission. We've committed these outward sins or inward sins. But there's another type of sin, which is a sin of omission, that we don't talk much about, especially as Christians, because we like to look around at other people and say, well, I don't do what he does, or I don't do what she does, and I'm not committing these big sins. But Jesus tells us to go out and share the gospel, and how often do we do that? Jesus tells us to spend time with him in his word. How often do we do that? Jesus commands us to pray. How often do we do that? He tells us that we should meet together with other believers at church and other places. How often do we do that? He says we ought to take care of others financially, physically, give them our time, give them our efforts. And how often do we do those things? And we get real good at the whole saying, I don't commit all these sins. I don't have all these sins of commission. But we forget about those sins of omission. And we don't have that much time. And who knows, the Lord may come back tomorrow, so we really may not have much time. But today, what can you do? What are you omitting? What is the Holy Spirit telling you to do and commanding you to do? Who is he telling you to go talk to and share the gospel with? Who's he telling you to pray for that you've been putting off? What's the conversation that you're supposed to have? What's the thing that you're supposed to do that you're omitting and that you're not doing? Let's do that today. Let's stop committing sins of omission and be obedient to God.